Are you planning on doing any fencing or decking and want to know the best way to secure and set your posts into the ground? Well, today on Fix It with Fowler, I'm going to be testing these 3 different products to see which is the best. The first method is a traditional hand mixed concrete mix of ballast and cement. The second method is a pre-mixed fast setting post fix, and in this case we're going to be using Postcrete. And the final method is this rigid post fixing foam, which is like an expanding foam. For this strength test, these posts are all 10 centimeters squared, 200 centimeters in length and 45 centimeters in the ground. All the holes are roughly 30 centimeters in diameter. The first method is a traditional hand mixed concrete mix of ballast and cement. To make your concrete, you need 5 parts ballast to 1 part cement. I'm going to use a shovel to measure mine out, so that's 5 shovelfuls of ballast to 1 shovelful of cement. You then need to mix that through so that you end up with the cement all mixed into the ballast while it's dry. Once you've done that, you can add some water, continue mixing, and that should give you quite a good firm consistency. You don't want it too wet. Now the concrete is mixed, you can then put it into the hole. As you fill up the hole with concrete, ensure that you tamper it down at various intervals to ensure no air pockets within the mix. Once your concrete mix has started to go off, you can then flaunch the edges to aid with the water running away from the post. On to method number 2, and that is a quick setting post fix, and in this case I'm using Postcrete, which is my go-to method of installing fence posts. So one advantage of using this is you only need to add water, which means it's really good if you're working remotely. The other thing is you can set your post really easily and keep it straight because it sets within 5 to 10 minutes. So to use it, all you need to do is fill the hole 1/3 full of water, add your Postcrete until the water disappears. At that point, I would get yourself something like an old stick or a bit of wood, tamper it down to ensure you don't have any pockets, any gaps, and then repeat the process until you fill the hole either up the top or just below ground level. So that's that post all installed using the Postcrete, and it normally sets within 5 to 10 minutes. The only thing to bear in mind if you're going to use Postcrete is that you need roughly 1.5 to 2 bags per post. On to method number 3, and this is something that's quite new to me, and this is like an expanding foam. Really simple to use, lightweight, and an ideal replacement for concrete or indeed post fix. Pull the packaging apart to mix the chemicals, and now thoroughly mix for 60 seconds. Pour the mixture into the hole and ensure the post remains still during this time. This is the foam expanding in the hole, and this was actually filmed over a 5-minute period. Have you subscribed to my channel? Well, if not, why not? It does not cost a thing. You're missing out on loads of great content. If I'm not making things like this, I'm fixing shed roofs, I'm mending doors, windows, doing plumbing or electrics. You name it, I've got it on my channel. So head over, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to leave this video a comment and a thumbs up, and that will help it reach loads of other people. That's the posts all in the ground now for 3 days, and they've all set. So before we do the strength test, let's just run through the costs. So the hand mixed concrete works out about £6 a post and is by far the cheapest option. Moving on to the Postcrete, we used a bag and a half of this Postcrete, and that works out at just over £10 for this post. And on to the final post, and that is the rigid post fixing foam, and that actually works out to £20 a post. So that is the most expensive option. Onto the unscientific strength test, which basically involves me, 95 kilos, pulling and pushing on these posts, and we are going to get a bit of flex within the wood itself, but the bases should stay nice and still, and we should check for any movement at the base. So onto the first one, which is the hand mixed concrete. So as you can see on the screen, there is a slight bit of movement at the base of the post, but I'm only talking about 1 or 2 millimeters. Onto the second post, and that is where we've used Postcrete. So let's see how strong this is. Now, I could clearly feel that there was no movement in that post, and as you can see on the screen, there is none. Onto the last post, and that was installed using the rigid post fixing foam. Now, as you can clearly see, this is no good whatsoever, and actually I can just pull that out, so I really would not recommend the rigid post foam. Out of the 2 methods we've got left, the hand mixed concrete and the Postcrete, they are both equal in their strength in my opinion. If you've got a lot of posts to do and you're on a budget, then I'd go with hand mixed concrete. However, if you want to save yourself a lot of time and make the installation easy, then I would always opt for Postcrete. I hope you found that video useful and picked up some really good tips and tricks along the way. Please don't forget, leave me a comment, because I like receiving all your positive feedback, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more great DIY videos.